Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be about taking care of sea monkeys, growing them up, and, raising them. So I bought brine shrimp. I put a few eggs in here just in case, and I bought adult brine shrimp. Sorry, that's got a truck coming, I don't know. But I added some brine shrimp, eggs, and they hatched, just in case something happens to the sea monkeys. I added some brine shrimp. And I added a mating pair of mating pair of brine shrimp. They loosened up, but she does have eggs. Oh snap. Oh snap. Guys. They were just loose, and now they're back. Ooh. I think I just witnessed breeding again. Oh, he got loose. Oh, sorry. Got loose. But pretty much they like squiggly on. I think she's a bit shocked. I don't know what happened. Hold on, I'm going to clear up the camera. So the reddish looking one, that's the brine shrimp female. She's very active. And over here, yeah, that's my brine shrimp tank. And I'm gonna do something with my microscope. Look at the brine shrimp up close. And maybe I'll post a video about them up close. But a lot of people said they may get some sea monkeys or brine shrimp. And so today I'm gonna do a care video. Like what to do, how to keep your sea monkeys alive. I'm not saying that they need a specific size of an aquarium because, well, they're so small and I don't think they have the brain to understand what is a very overpacked system of brine shrimp. Here's the eggs. Super duper. I got them for like, I don't know, a certain amount of money, like I think $7 for the whole tube. I'm gonna try to get this to be so you can see it. I may do a video about like 30 minutes. If you want to see a video of just sea monkeys swimming around and watching them, please tell me with relaxing music, because I want to do that video. I don't know if you guys want to see that. Gosh darn it, man, this stupid phone. Okay, so a little care. The best time to start your sea monkeys is the hottest time in where you live. So for me it's winter time, but it's so hot in Florida. It's around 100 degrees with humidity. So first of all, my room is very warm. These guys really don't have a lot of hard work to take care of them. I think the hardest part is actually getting them to adults. And once they're adults, it's super easy to take care of them. It takes, for these guys to get to adults, I don't show the other aquarium because, well, they're so small, they haven't really grown. They're like very young adults still. And I think I have to move them, but I don't know what to do with those guys. But pretty much, it took me around 14-15 days for everyone to be grown up. And then 16-17 days for them to start breeding. And we have a lot of eggs. I'm just going to tell you that one. The sea monkeys are very active. They love swimming around. I actually have another small sea monkey, but I don't know what he's doing. I have a few small ones, but I think they hatched late. Or they laid some eggs. I don't know. Oh snap. I'm looking at the brine shrimp tank, and I see a male trying to hook onto a female. And it's very weird. It's like the male has to really hold on to her and try to catch her. It's actually pretty easy to tell their gender. Males will have claspers. They'll have these big things on their head, and they're usually a bit smaller than females. They'll have claspers, and you usually, if you look very closely, you can start seeing it at around day 10, 11. And around day 13, 14, you'll see them like fully grown. Never clean the tank. Never. Never. And when I say never, I mean never. Cleaning the tank could result into a crash, which means, meaning that on the bottom there's usually eggs that the females release. So if you suck that out, you're sucking out the next generation. And plus you have to make new salt water. And here's another thing. Never make new salt water. First of all, don't clean it and never make new salt water. Making new salt water will be very bad because if you put it in, first of all, you could mess up the salinity. It's very easy to mess up the salinity with the brine shrimp. First of all, oh, come on, man. My phone's being a jerk. It really is. Second of all, I'm hoping you guys can see them well. But pretty much. I have a lamp on them, but I don't know if this light will be better. I think this light will be the best. But like I was saying, never make new salt water because eventually the water does evaporate, and the salt never evaporates. I've had sea monkeys. This is my third time having sea monkeys. The first time I overfed them. The second time I made new salt water. The third time I did a lot of research. Sea monkeys, once you get them adult, they're pretty easy. Once you get algae in the tank, it'll be even easier, because that means you usually don't have to feed them. The sea monkeys grow very quickly. Honestly, if you want a pet and your parents say, alright, you can have a pet, but it can't take up a lot of space. It can't, only bad part is that if you have to travel a lot, I wouldn't say these are good pets. Only because they live in an aquarium. Unless you put them in a jar, and then you close the jar, and then you put them back in their tank. But it's not really that good, because then you're moving. What you want is, you want muck to stay around, you want a lot of stuff to stay around in one tank. But let's say your parents say, oh, you can't have a guinea pig. Oh, you can't have a fish. That's to the point. Where your parents just say you literally just can't have pets. That's it. Sea monkeys is a good, they're a good substitute. Honestly, I spend 30-40 minutes looking at them. They look like little aliens swimming around. It gives you all that you need, but if you keep them long enough, you may run out of food, but there's a lot of supplements you can give them. First of all, you can give them baking yeast. Yeast is okay. I've tried it. It's not that amazing to use. But spirulina is the best you can do. It's powdered algae, and people use that as for energy drinks. They put it in their energy drinks. So powdered algae is a really good food when you run out. Or you can just buy more food, but I don't recommend that because it's $5 for a little packet, and it's like $8 or $9 for a really big thing that'll last them their whole life, even for a few years. They don't eat that much. They eat around maybe around this spoon amount every 3 days. So you don't have to feed them often. So pretty much they're really good substitutes as pets. Another care advice is, let me think. Never put them in a new tank. I've done that and it just doesn't work out. It just messes up their whole system. All that. You don't really need they're actually really cheap. I think the most you'll ever spend in your life with sea monkeys is maybe $30. If you're going on the expensive side. I got this tank was $5 with the extra sea monkey eggs. They're like the rip-off brand, but they just don't work. Pretty much, I bought the sea monkeys. They're $6. It saves me $2-3. What I did, instead of just buying the tank with the sea monkey eggs. But pretty much, you get everything you need. I would just say the only thing you really have to worry about is having little amount of sea monkeys. Because the good thing is, I always buy an extra packet, I bought an extra one, and that extra one, it didn't do that well, but there still is sea monkeys in there. They haven't really grown to adults, and they haven't reached breeding size, and it's already at day 20. So they're still small, but pretty much these guys worked out a lot better. So I always say it's always good to get an extra. So pretty much it's better to get an extra just in case, because let's say they're not doing that well. You want at least 6 sea monkeys, because if you don't have that amount of sea monkeys, it's gonna crash. Your sea monkey tank is gonna crash. If you go to Leopard Gecko, you can see a little shout out to her. She has more subs than me, of course. Anyone has more subs than me, but pretty much, she did a video on taking care of sea monkeys. They lasted 3-4 months with her, but she only had 2 or 3 of them. So eventually it does crash. If you get a good amount of sea monkeys, you should be good. Trying to think what else. Oh, lots and lots of sunlight. That is very important to sea monkeys. Sea monkeys need a lot of sunlight. Sunlight is so important. Like the other one that didn't do that well, they still get light, but not as much as these guys do. And I think that's the big reason why. And I think it's warmer here because they get more sunlight. But pretty much, sunlight's super important because you want algae to grow in your tank. It may not look good, but you want it. You want it in your tank. That for sea monkeys, getting algae is a guaranteed 2 years of life with the sea monkeys. I've heard people have them 7-8 years. So if you take care of your monkeys, sea monkeys, alright, they will last really long. I mean, this is especially good for, like, in college. Like, let's say you're in college and you're not allowed to have pets in dorms. So, you can't have a dog, you can't have a cat. A fish is iffy, you know. Because most fish, you can't keep a fish in a 1-gallon bowl. The only time I keep them in 1-gallon bowls is when I'm breeding them. Or that I'm raising babies. But it's not for a long time. So 1 gallons are very be too big or whatever. So it still wouldn't work. So a fish is you'd have to see. But sea monkeys, it's literally not even as much water as a bottle of water. Another tip advice is use spring water. Spring water really helps. I just ran out of some, so I'm gonna go. But I'm gonna go get some spring water. But spring water is so important to sea monkeys. If you have spring water has minerals really good for the sea monkeys, so it really does help them. I'm just trying to give you guys advice on like how to keep them alive. Most of this is not even that hard. I may be talking about how hard it is, but really most of the time it's really like every 3 days, just add a little bit of food and maybe add some spring water and just make sure you're not doing dumb stuff with them and you're good, pretty much. Sea monkeys are very easy. People depict them to be very hard, but that's one of the best advice I could give you to sea monkeys is don't overthink it. Really don't overthink it. I overthought it. And that's how they died every time. I thought, oh, they need more room because there's like 3 of them in the tank. No, they're fine. Just don't overthink it. Just add the water. Just feed them, and you're good. I was gonna give you one more tip of advice, but I can't remember. Well, listen, I've had my baby brother here, and he killed my triops. Before I started a YouTube channel, I had triops. I had 1, and of course, my brother got into my room. He was only like 2 back then, but he went into my room, and I had a little cup of rocks beside the tank, and he poured all the rocks into the tank, which killed the triops. Now, I wouldn't recommend triops. Triops are really hard. Like, even keeping a dog is a bit easier than a triop. But sea monkeys, pretty easy. I would, like, just let your mind go. Just enjoy your sea monkeys. They're pretty cheap. I wouldn't recommend buying brine shrimp from the store because, well, sea monkeys are hybrids. People don't believe that, but I'm pretty sure they are. Only because I put a brine shrimp in here, and I saw the sea monkeys, and the sea monkeys are bigger. Second of all, the sea monkeys have a lot more eggs than the brine shrimp. And they live a lot longer, too. But pretty much, you should give them some aeration. I haven't given them aeration in, like, a tiny bit. Like, a few days now. So I plan on giving them some. Get a little. What's really good is, you know, those little. A pipette's really good. But what I use is something that sucks up medicine and you drink it out of it. It sucks up medicine and then you put it in your mouth and you drink it. But I use that. I just fill it up full. Oh. Yeah, the sea monkeys are mating. They've been mating. The longest I've ever had them mate is maybe 2 days. The first time they died after 8 days. The second time they died after 16. And these guys have been going for, I think, at least 20. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys in another video.